We're live right now. Brain fog. How many people walk around with brain fog, right? Headaches, migraines. It's another thing people walk around with all the time. Eczema. It's another one right there. How many people have skin problems? Vertigo, balance issues, dizziness, right? Or vertigo, or episodes of vertigo throughout their life. We're talking about all those. We'll talk about some other stuff too. We're in Cleanse to Heal. What we're doing right now is we're really demonstrating, hey, how to work with supplements and protocols, because people get lost, they don't know how to heal, and then they're just stuck. And if they're just stuck, then we're in trouble right there, because so many people just get stuck. And that's sad, right? And then we got the dabblers. Nothing wrong with the dabblers. Good to see you guys coming on. Nothing wrong with the dabblers. That's okay. Medical medium dabbling is all right. Everybody's accepted here. Absolutely. I want you, look, if you want to try one thing, and that's it. Hey, I'm doing some celery juice. Hey, I tried a little zinc. Hey, I'm doing some wild blueberry juice. Hey, I'm trying this or I'm trying that. I'm keeping eggs out. That's perfectly fine. Dabbling is accepted. I love dabblers. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Just don't dabble for 2 or 3 years, get sick because of something happening or something you're doing, or too many blood draws, you're getting the blood taken out every minute, and your doctor's killing you, and you don't know it. I'm not saying, that's what all doctors do. Some great doctors out there, and then your doctor's killing you, and then all of a sudden you're getting sick, and all you were doing was dabbling, and then you say, didn't work. Just didn't work. See, guys, we're talking about brain fog, vertigo, migraines, eczema. That's what we're doing, okay? And I got Cleanse to Heal right here. Good to see you guys coming on. I want everybody to know you can go as far as you need to go. You can go as far as you need to go. We're live right now on Telegram, live on Rumble, live on TikTok, live on Facebook, live on YouTube, which is really cool. And give me a thumbs up if you guys like the video. Cleanse to Heal is an amazing book, and I'll tell you why. Because the record of that many people healing and getting their lives back around the world, it's insane. It's almost insane at this point. People, oh my God, I lost 20 pounds doing your cleanses. Oh my God, I lost 30 pounds. Oh my God, I lost 50 pounds. Got rid of my high blood pressure. Oh my God, I got rid of my vertigo. Oh, I got rid of my migraines. Got rid of my endometriosis, my fibroids. Like, it's unbelievable, extraordinary, really, when you think about how many people are getting their lives back when they go in here, they dive into here. I hear it all the time. I got the book, and I was just doing one thing out of the book, but then, I can't believe how much is in here, because then I could do this, and then I can go this far to heal and this far to heal. It's really incredible. So we're going to talk about supplements, dosages for these conditions, and anything else that could come up too. So that's what I'm excited about. I'm glad you guys are here. I got the props out too, because we might do a little bit of demo, and I want to give you guys a little news flash. Okay, 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. I'm going to be on Rumble exclusively for a little talk. I'm excited about that. So I can't wait to see you guys there, all right? Let's get into it. So right now I'm in the knowing the cause and the protocol. Knowing the cause and the protocol. What happens, a friend of mine, he goes out and gets all the health books out there. He's looking at all the health books out there. He gets this one by some doctor so-and-so, or he gets this health book out here, and he says, how come they don't have specific dosages, specific protocols? And I always say, because they don't know the protocols. They don't know why people are sick. And how come they don't talk about why someone's really sick? Why do they have eczema? And he grabs all the different health books out there for fun, and he reads them, and he goes, I can't find one health book that explains why someone actually has eczema, and then a protocol on how to heal. I go, because there is none. There is none. This is the first that's ever been done. And that's why I was the first to be censored years ago. I was censored in 2017. I was censored when the first book, Medical Medium, came out. 2015, I was censored. We had to fight our way through it. You have to fight your way through the darkness, right? When the darkness comes and wants to stomp out the light, you got to fight your way through it to make sure people heal. right? So when the darkness comes and wants to stomp that light out and be like, you can't heal anybody. You're not allowed to heal anybody. You're not allowed to break the rules and teach them why they're sick, the true causes. We want everybody sick. The darkness just wants to keep everybody sick. Going to your pharmacies. You see that now? See everybody going to the pharmacies? They're lined up in pharmacies. Someplace in the U.S., also around the world, someplace in the U.S., some places, the pharmacies can't keep up with how many drugs they have to delve out. Everybody's waiting in line for a drug. Everybody's waiting in line for a drug. Exactly. That's what's happening out there. And you're not allowed to get people better in large numbers and change your lives. So we're going to censor. And we're going to talk crap about him. We're going to talk crap about him. And that's how it works. Right? You guys, be on the lookout, by the way, another topic, all right? Be on the lookout. I'm making an announcement about something oddly exciting this weekend, okay? I'm going to be doing something different than I've done, okay? Something different than I've done in any platform. Keep a lookout, all right? Keep a lookout for any kind of announcements, anything like that, because I'm going to be making an announcement of something I've never done before, and it could be fun. It could be fun. It could be, who knows what it could be. But yeah, so I'm excited. So we're in Knowing the Cause and the Protocol. We're in Cleanse to Heal. Just a reminder, get it free at the library. Library for free. Free, right? Or Amazon.com US, $16.99, 51% off. Keep in mind, do you have it? Do you have this set of tools? So I'm starting on page 476, but I'm over here in what you need to know about supplements right here, okay? All right. I just want to give everybody a reminder of one thing in the moment. If you are on supplements that are not medical medium recommended, which people do all the time because dabblers do that, they'll be on a little bit of this, a little bit of that, they'll be on a little bit of this, right? That's what they'll be on. For instance, whey protein powder, prime example right there. If you're on whey protein powder, if you're on some type of plant protein powder packed with MSG and you don't even know it, right? Fish oil, if you're on some kind of fish oil, okay? Maybe you're on some kind of fish oil. Epic disaster for your health. You want Alzheimer's? Do you want Alzheimer's down the road? That will get you there. Fish oil. You want the Alzheimer's? You want the dementia? You guys want to lose your memory more and more? Keep the fish oil going. You want to get sicker? Keep the fish oil going. That's all. That's all. Right? Fish oil is another one right there. Hair, nail, and skin supplements, right? Trickery of those, unbelievable. They put a little bit of this in there and a little bit of that in there, and you get ripped off. And a bunch of junk and garbage, right? Chlorella. Details matter. Details matter. Chlorella is epically harmful for people, and they don't even know it. And still to this day, you see some influencers out there. I'm taking my chlorella tablets. I'm doing my chlorella powder. I'm getting rid of metals. Even though medical medium taught the world about toxic heavy metals and how to get rid of them, all of a sudden I heard from another expert about metals who learned from medical medium or something. And I'm doing chlorella now, mixing this in there. Yeah, terrifying. Doesn't remove metals. And chlorella drops stuff. If it picks up a toxin, it moves it and drops it in a volatile area. Nice way to mess up your blood-brain barrier and everything else, I'll tell you. Chlorella is another one. These are just some glandular supplements right there. That's a tricky one too, right? Glandular supplement. ACV, vinegar. Lose your teeth. Lose your teeth. I may not be the prettiest guy you ever seen, okay? I may not be, the most handsome guy in the world, but I got all my teeth. Yeah, all my teeth, right? And there's nothing wrong with them. And there's a reason. I stayed away from vinegar. I stayed away from ACV. Stayed away. Just an ACV and vinegar and ACV tablets and everything else, and boom, or the gummies, whatever it is, down the road, you lose all your teeth. And it happens quick. They all start crumbling in before you know it. Before you know it. Diatomaceous earth particles, stay away from that. Bentonite clay, stay away from that. Activated charcoal, stay away from the activated charcoal. I'll tell you why. When you consume the activated charcoal, it suffocates the intestinal lining, not allowing nutrients and enzymes and everything that needs and amino acids and all these fantastic things. It doesn't allow anything to come through. Very rarely can it come through. So it has to come through in different moments of time. You get nutrient deficiency, totally nutrient deficiencies. Big time with activated charcoal, right? So keep that in mind right there. These are just a few things. I'm just giving you guys a rundown on a few things, okay? So what you're learning with the medical medium information is priceless because your health means everything. You can't put a price on your health. You cannot put a price. It's not measurable. Your soul, you cannot put a price on your soul. It cannot happen. Your soul is beyond priceless. There is no price. We take our soul and it goes and leaves here, this planet, after we're gone, right? And there's no way to measure that value of a human soul, right? So that soul sits inside our physical body. Our physical health is critical. It's precious. All these things matter. So when we're talking about getting our health back and our lives back, and you guys just came on here, we're talking about brain fog, we're talking about headaches and migraines, protocols and supplements, eczema, talking about vertigo, protocols and supplements, right? Your health matters. So taking the wrong things, like they all throw at us. Okay, do your bentonite clay, rips your intestinal tract apart, destroys your lining of your intestinal tract. You don't do clays. Remember that. Okay, so very important to know all of this. So let's move on a little bit. So I just want to kind of cover that area, all right? And here's an interesting part here to run by, because we're talking about supplements and protocols. So if you guys got a second, all right? Before we go on though, just telling you, I'll be on Rumble exclusively to talk about a talk that's different than anything today that I'm doing on these lives, right? It's at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific, just letting you know. And I'm making an announcement pretty soon about something I've never done before. It could go really bad, it could go really good. I don't know what, but you guys might want to listen out for that. It's something I haven't done. Could be exciting. All right. You'll notice that almost every one of the items that's recommended supplementation in this book, in the protocols. So if you go to eczema, you go to brain fog, you go to an area inside this book, you'll notice almost all of the recommendations of supplements in there are mostly singles. Singles. Say you take a lemon balm. What does it say? It says lemon balm. It's not a blend of 50 herbs. It's not a blend of 50 nutrients. That's how they take you. That's how they take you. Yeah. That's rip-off land. And that's why people don't get better. I mean, people who get sick don't get better. People who are wafting back and forth from not so sick and sick, they're just elevating back and forth, and things are keeping afloat and keeping afloat. When you go down and you go really sick, and you're really sick, you got to know the protocols, and you have to know why singles are critical. Singles. I call this singles for a reason right here. So you'll notice that almost every one of the items to come in this section, a single herb, right? What you won't find here are bottles and bottles of supplements, you guys. This is so important. With dozens and dozens of ingredients, herbs, dozens of vitamins, a dozen amino acids and more. You won't find that in the recommended supplements here because you don't get better. You don't go to the finish line. Details matter. Details matter. Details matter. They matter. There's a reason for this. When you fill a capsule with anywhere from 10 to 40 items, 10 to 40 nutrients, 10 to 40 nutrients of herbs and whatever else, and minerals and amino acids or whatever it's going to be. It's only going to contain a speck of each one. So it's only going to contain a speck of each one. Keep that in mind. And that speck won't even be of the quality that you need. This is why junk supplements or supplements that are even of quality of some sort don't get people better after all these years. This is, you guys, maybe many of you guys know the history in the last 10, 20, 30 years in your life. You're seasoned. You've been there, you tried all these piles of supplements. You've been to another Lyme doctor and tried a bunch more piles of supplements. Then you went to a functional medicine doctor and you tried this. And the specialist, you tried this. You're taking all the supplements. And then a year goes by, you're still sick, and they all sitting up in the cupboard. And then you get a whole bunch more because you go see another doctor, right? And all these supplements are saturated with lots and lots and lots of bits and spark pieces of tidbits of nutrients, like I said. And that's why people don't get better. This is so important. If you guys just came on, we're about to run into brain fog, headaches and migraines, eczema, vertigo, right? This is a practice that the industry does. They put together junk subs and they put specs and specs and specs and tidbits in of each little thing. That's how they make their money. When you do a speck of amino acid, then a speck of this, and a speck of spirulina, and then a speck of this, and then a speck of bladderwrack, and then a speck of an herb, whatever it is, you just spec. You got a capsule now with a bunch of specs that will never move the needle. You can't move the needle with a spec. Here you are sick for real reasons we're going to talk about and cover and cleanse to heal, and you can't move the needle with a spec. This schooling or whatever, this learning or this information is so critical here. There's a reason why I'm here, making sure it's for free, making sure I'm not turning this into some kind of course, making sure I'm not making you guys pay for all this information. This is precious information. So, Alina says, I am migraine free and I had daily migraines for 2 years. Nothing helped with medical medium. It means, Alina, you were doing the protocols, you were seeing what works, and you're experiencing it and you're feeling it. Yeah, Cindy Lou says it's so hard to hear about friends taking junk supplements, right? I wasted so much money. So let's go into it a little bit. Let's head into an area now. Let's talk about brain fog. You can have brain fog, and this person can have brain fog, and this person can have brain fog. Well, this other person over here can have brain fog. And everybody can have brain fog. But nobody will know why they have brain fog. You can guess. Everybody can guess. We can go to another practitioner, another doctor, and we can guess why we have brain fog. And we can guess, and we can guess, and we can guess till the cows come home. We can guess until the cows come home. But won't know why we have brain fog. Lots of guesses. The true cause of brain fog is low-grade chronic viral infections, most commonly caused by one of the over 60 varieties of Epstein-Barr virus, and toxic heavy metals such as mercury, aluminum, and copper, or both a viral load and toxic heavy metals in combination. So a viral load and toxic heavy metals in combination, right? Copper, toxic heavy metal right there, right? It's copper. It's a big thing of copper right here, okay? Toxic heavy metal in our system, right? Virus in our system. Virus and metals makes brain fog. How? Because the virus feeds off of metal, releases a metal neurotoxin. That neurotoxin heads up to the brain, enters the brain, lands on neurons, and you got the brain fog. Let's go into the brain a little bit for a couple seconds. Everybody's got metal inside their head. Everybody does. It's ignored by the industries. It's frowned upon to even think about how that's even possible. The industries, they'd still be, well, they still are. They're still putting mercury amalgams in people. What am I saying? I was wrong. Just got corrected by Spirit of Compassion just now. I mean, I hate being corrected by Spirit of Compassion, but I have to eat it when I got to eat it when I've been wrong. And what I was thinking for a second was, no, they don't put mercury amalgams in anybody anymore. It's been outlawed or something. They don't do it. And Spirit of Compassion corrected me and said, no, they're doing it still. They still put mercury amalgams in people here in the US and around the world. I was stand corrected, so I have to eat that one. But regardless, okay, there's so much mercury out there that's to be had in many ways. It's in the fish you eat. Every time I hear, no, I had sushi, I'm eating healthy, I had my sushi, I'm eating healthy, right? Having my sushi, okay? Every time I hear that, I just kind of like cower a little bit, like bonnet it down, like, what? Really? Because you just get more mercury. So when you have your brain fog, or you're gonna feed your brain fog more and more and more, our brains get mercury. Our brains get a lot of toxic heavy metals inside of them, okay? Those metals start to rust and corrode and bleed. Those metals start to decay, is what they do. Just like your mercury filling did in your tooth. They break up, they discharge, they decay, and the same thing happens with all the metal particles inside of our brain. And those toxic heavy metals, once they start coming apart, outgassing, rusting, decaying, right? Popping apart, all those different molecules of toxic heavy metals, they start to age. And then it spreads to adjacent tissue and neurons. And then your electrical field starts hitting more and more metal in more and more places. And now you got the brain fog, and the brain fog's bad, and the brain fog's worse, and the brain fog's bad. And that's what happens right there. And we get in trouble. Then, if you got a viral issue too, got the shingles, Epstein, Barr, HHV6, cytomegalovirus, all the viruses that everybody walks around with, the viruses, the real viruses, the ones that have been keeping everybody chronically ill, the ones that trigger up when they get a bad flu or the plague, and then boom, they triggered up. I don't know why I got the hearing problems now after the plague. I don't know why I have the tinnitus and the vertigo after plague. Those are viral issues that's reactivated, shingles reactivated, Epstein-Barr reactivated viruses. When you have the viruses, you don't need the plague. You got the viruses, right? The viruses are feeding off those metals inside the body. Then they release neurotoxins, and then we're even worse off with the brain fog. You could have the worst brain fog. Your brain fog can get so bad, you don't even know who you are sometimes. That's how bad brain fog can get. It could get really crazy. So I'm in the brain fog section now. I covered a little bit about the cause of brain fog, something that you can't hear from a doctor, something that you can't hear from a practitioner unless they use medical medium info, or they mutated medical medium info and added their own blend of something in there, right? So what's in here? We got the fresh celery juice, work up to 32 ounces every morning. If that's all you can do, just the fresh celery juice, about you. I never shame anybody. When it comes down to healing, I know it's not easy. We take one step at a time. I'm not here to make things harder than they already are for so many sick people and chronically ill people. I'm not. I mean, you can just get celery juice down, I'm fine. But you know what's going to happen though, right? Yeah. That medical medium guy, he's telling everybody they could be cured one shot with celery, a glass of celery juice, and they're cured. Medical medium's going to be cured. Every medical medium, give out a glass of celery juice. Everybody's cured. One shot. That's what they're saying. Let's write another media slander story. Right? You guys know how it rolls. It moves the needle for many people when you first take a few sips. Right? But it's also a powerful healing tool coupled with a lot of medical medium tools combined with other medical medium tools to move the needle in some serious chronic illness, brain fog or anything like that. Yeah, I've seen people down celery juice for a week and boom, their brain fog lifts. I've also seen them need way more than that. Way more than that. So this is fresh celery juice. So you might be somebody that needs a little bit more than celery juice. So here you go. Here's Cleanse to Heal a minute. And now it says Celery Force, right? By the way, I took some before I came on. And it's kicking in. It's kicking in, right? Celery Force. That's the Vimergy Celery Force. It says that in there. I took 4 capsules before coming on to this live just now. So then there's 5-MTHF, right? So I see 5-MTHF in here. So it says 1 capsule daily of 5-MTHF, right? The methylfolate. 1 capsule daily. Actually, it says 1 capsule twice a day. Ashwagandha. It says ashwagandha right here. 1 dropper full twice a day for brain fog. Ashwagandha. So I'm doing 1 dropper full right there in the shot glass. So what I like to do is I like to put them in the shot glass, and I like to put a little bit of water, and then I'm good. Okay? So we got that. Barley grass juice powder. The barley grass juice powder. Okay? The supplements I use for my friends and family, and for me, that I recommend. Anytime a friend contacts me and says, what do I take for this? I'll be like, make sure you get that. And they're like, well, what brand? I'm like, Vimergy. I'm not sponsored by these guys, but the stuff is that good, right? That's the barley grass juice powder, right? It says cat's claw here. It's interesting. So it says cat's claw, okay? So here's the cat's claw. Now, why would we need cat's claw for brain fog? Because someone might have a really difficult case of brain fog where it's viral for sure, not just metals. Maybe it's a lot of viral going on. Maybe they got the Epstein Barr and they got the shingles and they got some other ones and they're creating a lot of poison in their system. And you want to do some viral killing, some Epstein Barr killing. You want to do some shingles slaying. So that's where you got the cat's claw. So it's in the brain fog section right here, cat's claw, right there. So what does it say for a dosage? It says 1 dropper full twice a day. 1 dropper full twice a day. So let's put some cat's claw in there. Okay. Lemon balm. Lemon balm is antiviral. It's also healing for the nerves. Lemon balm is really soothing on the central nervous system. Incredible for panic attacks. Anytime I've had a family member, a friend, or anything say they had some anxiety or some panic attack, or anytime I talk to a doctor that wants advice from me, I'll be like, make sure you have your patients do the lemon balm for panic attacks. You can do a lot of lemon balm. So important. So important. 1 dropper full twice a day, it says, for brain fog. So I'm going to put a dropper full of lemon balm in there. If you guys don't mind, right? See that? Got a drop on the book. So let's see what else we got going on. A chaga mushroom. Vimergy has a chaga mushroom. I didn't put it out just now. Licorice root. So why would we use licorice root for brain fog? Why? Antiviral. Licorice root is anti-Epstein Barr. The very thing behind, one of the very things next to metals is the Epstein Barr, right? The very thing behind brain fog. So you see licorice root here, 1 dropper full. That in there. All right, nettle leaf. It's interesting. Spirit of Compassion wants nettle leaf in here. 1 dropper full twice a day of the nettle leaf. So you got the nettle leaf. Now look, you could be somebody, I don't want anybody overwhelmed. You could be somebody that just does one thing. You can be somebody that just does a couple of things here because the B12 is coming up. So it says B12, all right? So that's the Doles. Let's see, where's the B12? The B12, so that's the liquid B12. You can be somebody it's just the B12. 1 dropper full twice a day of B12. Maybe you're somebody that just the B12, that's all you do, right? And maybe you're somebody that just does the B12 and zinc. And if you read in this section, you'll see the best, few supplements to start with. If you're somebody that just only do one thing. Hey, I can only do one thing, AW. I can only do 2 things. What should I do? Well, you can do the zinc, you could do the B12, read this section in the book. If you guys just came on here making a couple of announcements, one is I'm going to be on Rumble at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific today after a bunch of lives I'm going to do, right? So I'm going to be there, okay? And I'm going to be covering a topic that I'm not covering here. And then one other thing, look out for a special announcement of something I'm going to be doing different than I've ever done. And I'm hoping I get your guys' support. You know, I hope I get your support on it because I think it's going to be fun. Kind of hilarious, different fun. I don't know. We'll see. Helpful. I'm hoping it's helpful. All right. So we went through some of the supplements right here for brain fog. And if you take the book and you learn how to use the supplementation and the protocols for your brain fog, and then you pick a cleanse in here. Maybe you want to try the mono cleanse for 2 weeks to get rid of your brain fog. Maybe you want to do 369, right? Maybe you want to do the 369, or original 369 advanced. Maybe you want to do the heavy metal detox, right? The heavy metal detox. Maybe you want to do that. But you have so many options in here. I'm showing you supplements and protocols right here, okay, and what we're doing. Now, you can use, it says wild blueberry powder in here as an option. It's 1 tablespoon of wild blueberry powder. You can use the Wyman wild blueberry juice if you want. I mean, that's what I'll do. Crack this open. And now you guys know I work with this company though, right? I'm letting you guys know, okay? I actually work with these guys because I'm trying to keep this out there in the world because it's there's nothing like it. They take the wild blueberry out of the field. They press it. They press it with this incredible press, right? And literally bottle it in this glass. And the antioxidants are insane, like really insane. Like anytime friends and family's like, well, I got a friend that's dealing with any kind of Alzheimer's. I got a friend who's like, well, are they doing the wild blueberry juice? So anyway, it's an incredible medical medium tool right there. Alice says, I would like to purchase the book. Where can I get it? If you want to purchase it, Amazon.com US, 51% off. Cleanse to Heal, right? Book Depository, if you're somewhere else in the world, you can try that. You can try your local bookstores. Okay, Target, I think. You can try Target. Maybe you can try, Barnes & Nobles has it. Okay? Or go to the library and try to get it for free. Maybe you can get it for free at the library. So let's move into the next one. If you guys just came on here, we're covering symptoms and conditions, how to use a healing protocol, how to get started, how to get going in this, right? So let's head to the next one, you guys. And I'm looking in here and I'm seeing the bloating section. On bloating, how many of you guys are bloating and you don't know why you're bloating, right? Brittle ridged nails. There's a protocol in here for brittle ridged. Any of you guys have the ridged nails? Like the ridges are insane and the nails are, the ridges are like really just out of control, right? You get the ridges and you get the brittle nails, or they're just breaking everywhere, just chipping apart and breaking, right? And hair, skin, nail supplements do not fix nails. I mean, decades they've been getting people. They've been getting women with that one for decades and decades. Buy our hair, skin, nail supplement. Now we have collagen in our hair, skin, nail supplement. I mean, like it's endless, right? It's endless. And meanwhile, no, their nails don't get better from that. Those hair, skin, nail supplements. I mean, you have to do a hair, skin, nail supplement, and then you have to change your entire everything, including get your diet better in some way to see anything. But it's like right here, there's a protocol. So it tells you ridged nails, a true cause, stagnant, sluggish liver filled with toxins leading to zinc deficiencies. So what's in the protocol? Well, right there, zinc. So I was just like stumbling across this just now, and I'm like, I know so many people with nail problems out there. 1 dropper full of zinc. Doing a little protocol for there, right there, right? Okay. Someone's dealing with Hashimoto's. I know some of you guys have hyperthyroidism, hypothyroidism, Hashimoto's thyroiditis, cysts, nodules. I know so many of you guys have so many thyroid problems. The protocols are in Cleanse to Heal. So just like I'm doing the protocols here, they're in there. Vision problems, the protocols are in Cleanse to Heal for vision problems. I'm just letting you know. So there's that too. So we're in brittle, ridged nails, okay? So I was just showing you some zinc in there. That's one thing right there. Vitamin C. There's the micro C, right? There's the Vimergy micro C. Incredible product, incredible product. So there's that. It tells you the dosage. Divine Light said, I had terrible nails and hair. And after doing the medical medium protocols, I now have the most beautiful nails and hair. They have miraculously healed and are growing so beautifully. Incredible, Divine Light. It's the best news I ever heard. It's amazing. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. So let's go. And I'm just kind of cutting through the book right there. There's cataracts, right? Chemical and food sensitivities, canker sores. So what about fibromyalgia? Linda, fibromyalgia is in the medical medium books, okay? People need both of these books because they're so incredible, right? But you got the medical medium book 1 with the fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia is in this book too, right here. Okay, and Cleanse to Heal. Protocol, dosages. So I'm just kind of cutting through this a little bit. What else? Cold and flu, right? That's in here too. So, there's so much. So much. What about mystery hunger and overeating? How many of you guys have mystery hunger? Are you guys trying to eat in the middle of the night? So I'm in Cleanse to Heal and I'm just running across so many protocols. Are you guys eating in the middle of the night? Do you wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go in the fridge here and I got to go in the fridge and you open up the fridge, right? You guys do in the middle of the night, mystery hunger, overeating all the time. I'm just kind of curious if that's kind of happening for some of you guys. Constipation. How many of you guys are constipated or have had constipation issues? Are you guys all on all those different, anti-constipation drugs and stuff, right? Macy said I did the 369 original 16 times in a row last year. Incredible. Changed my life. Now I do 32 ounces of celery juice, tinctures. Whoa, so you know the protocol's in here right now. Capsules, and I continue to see improvement. So, whoa, thank you, EW, and your work. Okay, wait a minute. So, Macy, really, what you're saying is you took one of the cleanses and you did that cleanse over and over again and moved the needle, right? And then you went to the tinctures and some of the supplements, and then you're moving the needle. Boom, boom, boom. Incredible. Incredible. Darlene says no constipation here. Maria says your info saved my gallbladder. That's incredible. That's incredible. It really is. I'm happy to hear that, truly. I'm looking, depression. A lot of people suffer from depression. That's just no joke, right? Diabetes. I got that in here. It's loaded. I'm not trying to bog you guys down with so many different options in here, but I'm just saying there's that much. Eczema. Let's go into that. Let's head into eczema. We're in Cleanse to Heal. We're in supplements and protocols. That's what we're doing right now. I'm just going to take a shot of the wild blueberry juice. Yep. Take a little sip off of that. That wild blueberry juice just, for me, I just feel a rush. And what's incredible, it's just no caffeine in it, right? And I hear that all the time. I did my wild blueberry juice and just started feeling better, right? But for me, I just feel this rush, and then I feel better, I think better, all that. It's really cool. So, you guys, we're live on Telegram, we're live on YouTube, we're live on Rumble, we're live on TikTok, okay? And Facebook turned off earlier, just letting you guys know. So Facebook just, it went down for some reason. All right, we're on eczema. How many of you guys know somebody that has eczema, psoriasis, lupus-style rashes? What about lupus-style rashes? Age spots. Any of you guys got age spots cooking, right? Liver spots, the age spots. Lichen sclerosis, scleroderma, vitiligo, seborrheic dermatitis, classic dermatitis, something I call classic dermatitis, actinic keratosis, cellulitis, all these different liver issues, right? So we're talking about eczema right now. So how many people are dealing with eczema? Let's go into that. So I'm in the protocol for eczema. And let's go into the true causes of eczema right now. Let's go into that a little bit. So I'm going to move the book over a touch, okay? Somehow, some way, in somebody's life, something moved into the liver. Something. What is it? What moved into the liver? Somewhere, so maybe they drank water that went through copper pipes. Maybe they had copper from some other water contamination in a restaurant when they got their coffee. Maybe their family members had DDT already inside of them, which is high in copper, DDT. And that DDT passed down from generation to generation. Maybe someone had pharmaceuticals that were high in copper, because all pharmaceuticals are high in toxic heavy metals. And somehow that copper found its way inside their liver, right? And then that copper sat there. And it was fine that that copper sat there. That was okay. It's all right if the copper sat there, right? Let the copper sit in somebody's liver. That's fine. That's fine. But then one day, that person, whoever that is, ended up contracting an Epstein-Barr virus, the Epstein-Barr. And maybe that Epstein-Barr was passed down from their parents, generation to generation, in the womb, as a child. Maybe the Epstein-Barr was passed around in college. Maybe it was that first person that, someone became intimate with, and that partner in life, or anybody, and that was passed along. Maybe they drank out of a glass at a restaurant, and Epstein-Barr was on that glass, stuck in somebody's lipstick, or stuck in some guy's saliva that wasn't washed off the glass good enough at the restaurant. Maybe that Epstein-Barr was on a toilet seat somewhere, and someone put their butt right down on the toilet seat and picked up that Epstein-Barr, and it found its way inside of them. But they got the Epstein-Barr virus. And Epstein-Barr has a really good relationship with copper. The copper was in the liver, and the Epstein-Barr is now in the liver. And that Epstein-Barr feeds off of copper inside the liver. You see? And as that Epstein-Barr is eating all that copper particles that were trapped inside that liver in somebody, that Epstein-Barr got so full and so fat and happy and so stuffed as if it was Thanksgiving that the Epstein-Barr burped and pooped out that copper. And that copper poop and that copper burp outgassed a copper neurotoxin. But that's okay. That copper neurotoxin sat inside the liver for the first 6 months of that person's time with all this. And then that copper neurotoxin that the virus pooped out and excreted out stayed inside the liver for longer and longer. And then that liver finally got so tired of holding on to all that copper dermatoxin that it puffed out of the liver. And that copper dermatoxin puffed and puffed out of the liver. And then it started heading to the outer regions of the skin in the derma. And that person got their eczema and their psoriasis. And that's the cause of eczema psoriasis. Story time. I thought I would do a story time on the cause of eczema and psoriasis. So what do we do about it? Fine. Someone might say, you convinced me. What do we do about it? We got to get one or two. One or the other out of the liver. We got to get the virus out of the liver, the Epstein-Barr virus, or we have to get the copper out. Which one would you like? Which one do you want to get out? I don't care which one. You want to get out the viral issue? Get out the viral issue. You want to get out the copper? We get out the copper. Because in this book, Cleanse to Heal, you can do the heavy metal detox cleanse. You can do the heavy metal detox smoothie. You can have the Vimergy spirulina or Vimergy barley grass. And that's what you put in the heavy metal detox smoothie. You can have the Dulse, right? There's the Dulse liquid. Okay? You can put that in there. But you can get the copper out. There's a way to get it out. And when you get the copper out, if that's the route you want to go with getting the metal out, hey, you can get rid of your eczema. You can get rid of it. And if you want to go the route of getting the Epstein-Barr out, you can do that too. Then you go with the anti-Epstein-Barr option. And you can get the viral issue out of your liver. So that's eczema, okay? One or more of the 60 varieties of Epstein-Barr virus living inside the liver, feeding on an abundance of the toxic heavy metal copper, releasing a copper-infused dermatoxin that circulates throughout the body and can't detoxify properly due to a high-fat, high-protein diet, whether it's plant-based or animal-based. There's no being biased against one or the other. You can do a high-protein plant-based diet, a high-fat plant-based diet. You can do a high-fat, high-protein animal-based diet. Doesn't matter. And other food choices that are unproductive to the condition. When these dermatoxins float to the surface of the skin, they cause the sores and rashing of eczema, psoriasis. With vitiligo, it's an aluminum-based dermatoxin. Different pathogen toxin brews are behind different varieties of these skin conditions. So that's right there. So what do we do? What do we do about eczema, right? So let's go to page 509 where it is. That's where eczema is. I just lost the page. Okay. Here we are. And it says fresh celery juice. Fresh celery juice. If that's all you can do, let's do that. If that's all you can do, let's do it. Let's do it. Why not? It also has 5-MTHF here, because I like that for helping the skin. But you'll see in here, there's cat's claw. You'll see in here lemon balm, licorice root, L-lysine. L-lysine for the Epstein-Barr, right? And it'll say the dosage. 4 500 milligram capsules twice a day. If you can only do one capsule once a day, that's where you start. Talk to your doctor. See what's right for you. Maybe you're somebody that's sensitive. You just want to do one little thing because you've tried so many bad things and things that were not good that you got burned too many times and now you're scared. You say, okay, well, I'll do one thing. And then it says mullein leaf. It says nettle leaf. It says spirulina. It says the B12, the zinc, the C, right? So it shows in here an anti-Epstein-Barr protocol. But it also shows the spirulina, right? And the barley grass juice powder because you're doing an anti-copper based metal protocol. It's like, hey, if someone wants to get better, there are answers out there. There are answers out there. Okay? Is the Dulce tincture better than flakes? You could do either or. Either or. The Dulce tincture or the flakes. Like, right? If you got the flakes, use the flakes. So if you got the flakes, use the flakes. Right? This is just so easy for me because a lot of times I can't find the flakes or I can't find the Dulce. I run out all the time. So this is so easy for me. And what I like about the Dulce liquid, right, is all of it's there to grab onto the metal. And I know because all of the chemical compounds are there to grab onto metal and pull metal out. So I just love it. The Atlantic Dulce tincture. That's the Vimergy. If you don't know what company, I'm not sponsored by the guys, but it's Vimergy. V as in Victor, I, M as in Mary, ERGY.com. Right? So we're talking about eczema. Let's hit vertigo really quick. Let's look for vertigo. So I'm going there now. I think it's on 550. So a lot of conditions, a lot of symptoms in here. So let's try to get there. We'll find that. Here it is. So we got vertigo. Okay, so vertigo is the vagus nerve. Everybody needs to know that. April Taft says, can you explain how eczema heals? Does it constantly, here's how it works, right? The minute you start cleaning up your liver, you start cleaning that up. If that liver is filled up with a lot of dermatoxin from the virus or a lot of copper, right? It gets sludgy, it gets packed in there. So as you're trying to heal, your liver's going to be puffing out a lot of that old copper, a lot of that old dermatoxin, a lot of that old viral byproduct, right? It's going to be puffing it out. So you as you're healing, it's not unusual to have moments where it's up and down. I always say 3 steps up, 2 steps back, 3 steps up, 2 steps back. So you're going up, right? Eventually, once your liver clears up with enough of that, now you're home free. It's less and less, less and less, less and less, and then it's gone. So many people, and you've seen how many people got rid of the worst skin conditions in medical medium information. By the way, that's never happened before in chronic illness anywhere in history. And that's what's incredible about it. Someone might have a more aggressive viral condition that takes a little bit more makes a little bit more work. Well, that's why the protocols are here. You can take it as far as you need to go to keep on getting a more aggressive bug out, right? Or if you got a lot of copper in there, it takes a little time to get the copper out. But one is going to give. It's going to be either the viral issue is going to give and boom, or it's going to be the copper is going to give and boom, and then you're home free. So many people have riddled with eczema, and it's gone, right? So let's talk about vertigo a little bit. Vertigo is the vagus nerves. The vagus nerves. That's what vertigo is, right? So keep in mind. So the vertigo, also when someone has vertigo, I mean, they can have tightness of the chest, they can have tightness of the throat, they can feel not just dizzy and have the balance issues. Somebody with vertigo can have even more than that. So not just dizziness and the balance issues. You can have tightness of the chest. You can have crippling anxiety when your vagus nerves are inflamed. Crippling anxiety, panic attacks. A lot of people have panic attacks where they're just panic attacks all the time. Their heart's going, they're panic attacking everywhere. They're nervous, they're scared, because they're so PTSD'd from their panic attacks. That's another thing. You get the post-traumatic stress syndrome from having so much anxiety, right? And that's really difficult for so many. And the vagus nerves are inflamed. So when the vagus nerves come out of the brain stem, and they come out of that brain stem, right? So when the vagus nerves come out of there, okay? And then now they're traveling and they're going in a couple of different directions, hitting every single nerve, almost every single nerve in the intestinal tract, hitting nerves in the heart, right? When those vagus nerves get inflamed, that's when anything could go wrong with the vertigo at any moment. Because the brainstem, vagus nerves coming out of the brainstem, get inflamed up there by the brainstem, and then boom, you're in vertigo. Boom, you're in vertigo. That's where you are. And now you're getting the bed spins, the room spinning, you're getting the spins. You close your eyes and everything's moving this way, and going like this over and over again. Or you close your eyes and then you're literally, you have to sit so still as you're spinning, and then you turn over and you vomit on the floor, So many people just vomit, they can't help it. They're spinning so much that they have a bedpan where they vomit in the bedpan. Some people can't walk, they're so dizzy, and it starts hitting them where they go down, where they're walking along, and all of a sudden they start going down, like they feel like they're going down. Even though they're standing upright, they feel like they're going down. That's the kind of vertigo they have. Okay, so they have all these different renditions. So many people have this, where the vertigo is just out of control. And what that is that's the vagus nerves being inflamed. But what are they inflamed with? Medical medium information teaches people why they're inflamed, okay? And so when you look at that, you're like, why are they inflamed? Like, what's going on? True cause, Epstein-Barr virus. Epstein-Barr virus neurotoxins wreak a lot of havoc. They create fibromyalgia, they create vertigo, they create tinnitus. There's over 60 varieties of Epstein-Barr. And different Epstein-Barrs do different things. Some aggravate vagus nerves like no other virus does. And if you're high in toxic heavy metals, then there's even more chances of having a vertigo that sticks around and keeps the brain stem area and the vagus nerves and everything inflamed. This is all original medical medium information, which leads to that whole thing where, everybody takes a nugget, they go out there somewhere and drop the nugget off somewhere, nobody knows where it came from, and they'll never know how to really heal. So Meniere's is made up. So we have to know that. So Meniere's disease, where you have crystals in your ear, is a theory. Just critical to know. All vertigo that's mysterious, because Meniere's is just mysterious because they're just theorizing, saying maybe it's these crystals in somebody's ear. Well, that was a funny theory when you're 60 years old, because that's what happened. Back 30 years ago, back 30, 40 years ago, if you were 60 years old, 50 years old, and you got your first bout of vertigo, because young people didn't get vertigo, by the way. Rare, a 20-year-old, a 19-year-old, a 17-year-old ever got vertigo. It was only 60-year-olds, 70-year-olds, 80-year-olds, 50-year-olds. Back 40 years ago, it was only 50-year-olds. It was rare it was ever a 40-year-old that got vertigo. Yeah, you'd get that occasional 38-year-old or something, or 35-year-old, but it was rare. Vertigo, mysterious vertigo, was always for people that were in their 60s or 70s or 80s back 40, 50 years ago. Remember talking to doctors a long time ago, they'd be like, oh yeah, it's vertigo cases are people that are in their 70s. You know, in my practice, another doctor would be like, people in their 80s. Another people would be like, yeah, I had a few that are in their 50s. But that's years ago, right? Now, you're 20, you're 19 years old, you're 21 years old, you're 25 years old, and everybody's got vertigo now. So what happened? Did the crystals change? Did the crystals pick a different age bracket? I'm kind of curious on that because I scratch my head all the time. They always said when you're 80 years old, you got Meniere's. That's what your vertigo is. It's crystals in your ear. Because, you know, you got crystals in your ear. Okay, well, it's only for older people because young people don't have crystals. Crystals don't exist in young people's ears. Okay, I'm scratching my head on that one because everybody in their 20s now has vertigo. They're all getting sick with vertigo, and they don't have crystals. So I'm kind of confused there. Did the crystals all of a sudden change their job? Because I'd like to know that. Did the so-called crystals, this theory of crystals from the medical establishment, did they change their age bracket of what they're targeting? Are they like some kind of like demographic, social media demographic? Crystals all get together around a round table, a think tank. All these crystals get together. And they're all talking to each other like, hey, by the way, let's go start causing vertigo in a 20-year-old for the first time in history. No, the crystals didn't change their demographic. They didn't change their age bracket. They didn't change anything. The crystals weren't the reason why anybody had vertigo. It was always viral. It's because the vagus nerves get inflamed. Here's the problem. People in their 20s now are all getting inflamed vagus nerves. People in their 20s, people in their 30s, people in their teens are all getting inflamed vagus nerves. And that's why they end up getting the vertigo. It's the Epstein-Barr it's the epidemic of the Epstein-Barr, the different varieties, the fact that it went rampant, the fact that it's been passed around over and over again all around the world, the fact that everybody has Epstein-Barr. Yeah. Chester says, this guy is too legit to quit. Wish I read that better. Would have been cooler. Thanks, Chester. Appreciate it. So we're in here. We got a protocol in here for this, you know, and what you'll see in here is antivirals to get the virus down. It causes the inflamed vagus nerves. And that's what that is right there, which is really cool. So you'll see the different supplements and dosages, right? Check with your doctor what's right for you. Take medical medium, cleanse and heal to your doctor. Ask your doctor what supplement or dosage is right for you or whatever your doctor thinks, right? And the information's here. Check out the book when you can, right? You guys, so just want to make this final announcement. I'm announcing something that I've never done before, probably pretty soon, whether it's tomorrow, whether it's the day after tomorrow, but I'm announcing it soon, okay? And I hope you guys support me. I love your support, okay? It could be interesting. I think it's kind of funny. I don't know. And that's why I want to do it. It's just, you know, shake things up, help people out in a different way. I can't wait to talk about it too. But also, exclusively, by the way, I'm going to be on Rumble later, 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. I'll see you guys soon. Okay?